What does medical jargon in COPD clinical trials mean? Imagine trying to understand a new language that's full of strange words and abbreviations. That's what medical jargon can feel like, especially when it comes to COPD clinical trials. If you or a loved one are thinking about joining a trial, knowing what these terms mean can make the process less confusing and more empowering. Let's start with COPD, which stands for chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. It's a group of lung diseases that block airflow and make breathing harder. It includes conditions like emphysema and chronic bronchitis. Clinical trials are research studies that test new treatments, medicines, or devices to see if they help manage COPD better. These trials are important because they help develop new options for patients. In these trials, doctors use specific tests to measure how well the lungs are working. One common test is spirometry, which measures how much air you can blow out in 1 second. This is called the forced expiratory volume in 1 second, or FEV1. It helps determine how severe the COPD is. When symptoms suddenly get worse, that's called an exacerbation. These episodes can be mild, moderate, or severe, depending on how bad the symptoms are and what additional treatment is needed. In a trial, researchers look at different outcomes to see if a treatment works. These are called endpoints. They might measure lung function, how often someone has exacerbations, or how symptoms like cough and shortness of breath improve. They also use tools like the ERS-COPD score, which asks patients to report their symptoms over time. This score helps see if a treatment makes a real difference. Another important term is stable COPD. This means the patient has not had a flare-up in the last 60 days before joining the trial. Researchers also consider different types of COPD, like chronic bronchitis or emphysema, because they can respond differently to treatments. To make sure the results are fair, trials use methods like randomization, where patients are assigned by chance to get either the new treatment or a placebo, which is a fake pill. Control groups are used to compare outcomes and see if the new treatment is better. Understanding what minimal important difference means is also helpful. It's the smallest change in symptoms or lung function that patients feel is meaningful. This helps doctors and researchers decide if a treatment is truly beneficial. Patients with other health conditions, called comorbidities, are also considered because these can influence how well a treatment works or how safe it is. Knowing these terms can help you better understand what's being tested in a clinical trial. It can also help you decide if participating might be right for you or your loved one. Following trial protocols, like taking medications as directed and attending follow-up visits, is key to success. In the end, medical jargon in COPD clinical trials is just a way of describing the disease, how it's measured, and how treatments are tested. Learning this language makes it easier to be part of the process and to understand how new options for managing COPD are developed. It's all about giving patients and caregivers the tools to make informed choices and stay connected with the latest advancements in care.